Philly fan. Philly fan. Alright, now we tuned in. We got a special edition episode of Philly Fan TV. We here with, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people, good brother.
Mr. NOMO, aka Ricky Rolex, Ricky Duncan, Executive Director of F.A.M.E, New Option, More Opportunity, founder of the MORMAC program. I'm here with my man.
Brother Dwayne, Mr. Pac-Man, 1982. I can't stay off my phone, but the phone is what, I'm saying, that's where the money at.
Yeah. Alright, for the people that don't know, that's not too familiar, just give them a brief rundown about, the program, the organization that y'all got going on.
Well, briefly, MORMAC is Men of Redemption Making a Change. That's dudes coming out here, putting their boots to the ground, doing grassroots stuff, affecting the community in a positive way, putting in a lot of work, not asking for nothing in return. We came out here, we decided we were going to make a change, and everybody in this room, that's what they decided to do, and that's what they doing. Ain't nobody doing nothing dirty trying to call it clean. We just out here putting that work in.
Got you. Alright, so I see we actually in the office space or the headquarters of the program. So how long have you guys been open, and what was the initial, motivation behind starting it to begin with?
All right, well, I'm gonna let Dewan take that part, because he was the first one to step out the door.
So we always involved with a program in prison that was geared towards reconnecting incarcerated men back with their children. We all stepped out of here, stepped out of prison collectively with a mission. I was blessed and I was fortunate enough, to be the first one to return out of the brothers in this room. And, 5 years later, here we are, still serving the people, still providing opportunities, for youth in Philadelphia and, some surrounding counties as well. New Options, More Opportunity is a nonprofit that was, it was founded back in
2004 while we were still down. That was founded in 2004 while we were still down, and that was something that was founded by Dr. Tom Reed, and it went dormant for some years. And he seen a vision of the work that we were putting in and the way we were trying to go with it. Fathers and Children Together was geared around connecting fathers and reuniting and bond with them with incarcerated parent fathers, but we didn't really have no aftercare program. So me and Big Snoop over there, we was going back and forth on our incarceration, trying to come up with the next big move. We did our thing on the streets. It was like, how we gonna affect these kids? But when I first got here, I really didn't know exactly, what it was gonna take to get this 501c off the ground. So Dr. Tom Reed had NOMO, New Option, More Opportunity, already established, and decided that, he gave me the reign of it. So from that point on, I got my brother Hanif, he was home, and Big Snoop was still on the inside and calling out, man. Hanif started hitting schools. We started hitting the community. Different centers started doing summer camps, free summer camps, going inside the classrooms, head on, getting at the kids, meeting them where they at, recruiting them. Then after that, social media came into play, it just started picking up. Snoop got released, Neef was still around, Juan was still doing his thing with moral arts, and he was promoting that way. So the FACT program it went up, it went down, it went around. So we finally had a place to get these kids from the FACT program, somewhere to go. Workforce development started, we started doing those things, and from that point on, man, we just ain't turned back. Zaquani, he came home, he stepped in. Brother Raheem came home, he stepped in, and as it take a village to raise a child. So the village began to grow and grow and grow. It wasn't just about talking about what you was going to do when you was in jail. Everybody say this is what they want to do when they get here, but nobody seems when they get here, nobody seems to want to do it. So everybody you see in this room right now is doing the work, and they own.
Go ahead, my bad, I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's cool, bro.
Alright, so I was about to say, since you mentioned the people in the room, I wanted to, go around the room and let people introduce themselves. But we'll start with brother right here who was speaking already. I was gonna go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves and just brief rundown about, their prison experience as far as how much time they did, how long they been home and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So you pronounce my name Dawan, bro. D-A-W-A-N. Mr. Pac-Man on Instagram. I did 10 years, 6 days, 12 hours, 37 minutes, and 13 seconds straight. You know, I just celebrated being home from incarceration 5 years last week on Sunday, October 6, 2014 at 8:37 a.m. I was released from the gates of hell. It's 5 years later, and they told me that I wasn't going to survive 5 days. You know what I'm saying? And it's 5 years later. You know, and to everybody that said I wasn't going to make it, to everybody that's negative, to everybody that don't support what we're doing, listen, I'm not downplaying it no more. You know, we're a group of guys that made some bad choices in our life, but now we here right now and we doing the work. So that's what it is 5 years later, and that's all I got to say, bro.
All right. Back to Brother Rolex, know what I mean? Just give him a brief rundown, you know, how long you been down, how long you been home and all that.
I did roughly a little over 20-something years. On this last bit, it was a dime straight. You know, I did time in New York. Then came back to Graysford. Like I said, once I got in Graysford, the FAC program was going on. As I was doing a whole bit, I was developing this program. I was going to come out here and do the work with these kids, man. And I decided that it wasn't nothing going to get in my way. You know, I knew the game has changed a little bit. The players have changed more than the game. But I wasn't planning on playing the same game. I was planning on putting this working with these kids, cultivating them for a better future, because I knew my kids was out here and they needed the help. So I'm out here doing the work. I've successfully maxed out on parole. I don't owe them nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing I owe them. Only thing I I don't owe the parole board nothing. Only thing I owe is my community, and I'm gonna be forever paying that debt.
And Rolex, the only brother that I know that came home and successfully completed state parole. He the only brother, he the only black man that I know in my life that came home from jail and successfully completed state parole. So that's why this relationship with everybody you see in this room is very important. You know, each one teach one, still sharpen still, and that's what it is.
Exactly. Tonight, we all come together. You know what I mean? We about to jump on this party bus, enjoy the night, express our problems, concerns, feelings, grow off on one another. Each one teach one. We build amongst this. You know what I mean? Every day is a challenging day. But every day we ain't gonna stop, man. We gonna push through all the way.
All right, now to the good brother over here, my man Raheem. We actually had him on here before, but just give him a brief rundown. You know, introduce yourself. How many years you been in, and how long you been home?
Well, like you said, I already been through Philly Fame TV. Raheem Shackelford, that's my handle. 21 years, man. I went to prison at 16. Served 21 years on a life sentence. And March 13, 2019, I was released. Like my man said, from the belly of the beast, man. Like, that's dark, it's deep, it's cold in that joint. And you can become a different person in there, but through perseverance, man, we endured, we came out, and this is our mission, to try to make a difference, man, to be advocates for social change. And the hardest part of it was that I had a son who I never lived one day in physical life with him out here in this world. So now, you know, I like to take the opportunity to do that. Because I didn't have that opportunity is what motivates me to try to help other young children. So, you know, we teach them the good things they need, the positive things that they need. And we used to say something in prison where some of the guys that's in there, they never had a chance to make babies. They don't have children, but they value the life of a child so much that they feel like, man, if they could just get out and help, even if they never got a chance to make a baby, if they could just get out and help somebody raise a child the right way, that would be gratification enough. So, you know, it's a lot of dreams in there. It's a lot of shattered dreams and broken promises that go on inside that place, man. And so we're here not only for the youth out here to make a difference for them in our community, but we're the voice and the embodiment of the people in there that's left behind. 21 years strong, I'm out here, I'm striving. Labor contractor, painter contractor, I'm doing it, man.
Alright, now we're gonna slide over to the next good brother right here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on? I'm JP. I did 9 years in prison from 17 to 26. I've been home now for about 4 years and 6 months. And I've been working. I actually did time with Big Snoop over here. And we used to run this group peer assist program and stuff like that. It was therapeutic community. We taught MET, like all these different programs headed towards, you know, trying to change the mindset of the people. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't just want to talk. We ain't just want to do this. We wanted to get out and show it. And I've been working since I've been home. I've been moving. I've been selling cars. I do insurance, temp tags, inspections. I'm working, and I just want to be here for the people, show the people that, all right, I made a mistake, but look at me now. You know what I'm saying? And when we show kids that, they gonna appreciate it because they actually see people out here working. They see the men out there on the ground, like they're not just sitting there talking.
Alright, next up we got the good brother over here. Go ahead, introduce yourself, man.
How y'all doing? My name is Kwame Ali. I did 9.5 years in prison. I came home and, you know, I did a video. And the video went viral. It was me surprising my daughter. That video happened because of my brother, DeWine Williams. And it was just like a beautiful thing.
She in the front, she in the front, she in the front. Get out the front. Oh my God. Get her back.
Oh
9 years in prison.
Oh my
Straight home,
God.
straight to his door.
Oh my God.
You know, it did something to me, and what made me change my thought process was I took a program in prison and it said, in order to change your actions, you must first change your thinking. And I didn't know and understand what that meant at first, but then as I contemplated on it and I realized what it meant, you know what I mean, that was part of my change. And the second part of my change was when my daughter told me in the FACT program, she said, it was a situation that was going on, and I asked her how she wanted me to handle it, and she said, Dad, I need you home. And ever since my daughter told me that she needed me home, you know what I mean, that was my mission, that was my goal, to stay home, be amongst my children, be the father that I was and I never was. You know what I mean? And in order to understand that, you had to walk in my shoes. Right now, I've been home for almost 4 years now, 3.5 years. March will be, March 16th will be 4 years that I've been home. I do commercial and residential painting. The name of my company is Tomojo Handyman and Property Maintenance Services. We do commercial and residential painting. I just completed a house not too far from the prison that I was housed in, out in Phoenixville, Montgomery County. You know, that's the second richest county in Pennsylvania. So you know, if I'm doing work out there, you know, you must know that I'm doing great things. That's it.
Alright, now the good brother next to you, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
What's up, y'all? My name Big Snoop. You know, director, mentor here at NOMO, Large New Opportunities. I did 22 years in prison. Went to jail when I was 16 years old. Came home when I was 26. Went back, got sent back by a hater, for 2 years, and then I went back and did 9 years, 10 years. I just came home from that. Been home for 2 years. But when I went in there, I just knew that I was going to go against the flow of prison and be a whole new different person in prison. Because my change had to start somewhere. So my change started while I was in prison because I knew that I was focused where I needed. Because from being out here in society, being in prison as a youth, we suffer from a developmental deficit, that we don't grow as men. There's no maturation process in prison, nor do we learn societal responsibilities. So coming out here, we face with a lot of struggles. So a lot of us can't survive out this joint because we didn't have a skill set. If you listen to every man that just spoke on this camera thus far, you will see that they came home as an asset to society, not with their hands out, bringing something to society. What can I do for you? When I first heard DeWine speak when he came home and asked the people, what can I do for you? How can I help you? Not with his hands out asking them for something, come as service. And he's been successful ever since, man. Successful ever since. And I love the bond that we all got here because we all come together, man, for the purpose of saving these babies out here. That's the goal. Save these babies, be that beacon of light, be that change that we want to see. And that's what we've been doing. That's why we successful out here doing what we do, man. You know, the haters gonna hate, man, but you know, we like the dog when it's barking at the moon. The dog don't affect the moon sit there and shine. So NOMO gonna shine, man.
They know.
Alright, last but not least, good brother right here, introduce yourself to the people, man.
My name is Hanif May. I've done 23 years in prison. As the second stint, I've done 6 years before that. And I've been out now since 2012. I've been doing things. I started doing the nonprofits with Ricky, going around trying to help our youth build their selves, because at the end of the day, we can't do nothing without our future, and the youth is our future. So men as such as ourselves had to come home and be a part of their future, because as we know, men out here that's been out here, no knock on them and nothing's wrong with them, but when we had, all of us can say that when we had time to really sit back and think and gather our thoughts, which a lot of men out here don't have a chance to do, we changed ourselves. Like he said, we changed our thinking. The thinking process is what allows us to be better men. So us as better men, we could go to the youth and deal with them on levels that people out here that just can't deal with them on. And that's how we've been able, every man here has been able to be successful dealing with the youth, because we can deal with them on a level that certain people can't deal with them on. As of now, I'm a political consultant. I have my own political consulting company called Power Equations. I run political campaigns across the city of Philadelphia and a few surrounding counties. Now I'm starting to branch out. I got a whole statewide election to do. And you know, I believe that politics is something that we can't get around anymore. I think our communities have been devastated because of the fact that we allow ourselves to be duped about not getting involved in politics. That's the reason why I believe we blind follow politicians. We as black people are very, very loyal. And sometimes we're loyal to a fault. And we have to start holding our elected officials accountable. We can't just be with them because they are friends and they're homies. Their position for our communities and for our youth is too important. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm always going to be around to help brothers in any capacity I can, to help our youth in any capacity that I can. That's it.
They know what's going on, dude.
Alright, so now I'm gonna ask a question to the group, but I'm gonna start over here. Cause as I went around, I heard that, you know, a lot of the brothers did, you know, long stints in prison, you know. So 9 years, 20 years, and 20 plus years and all of that. And in our community is very glorified, know what I mean?
No, we're not glorifying that no more though. See, that's the whole thing, right? We all came home, you know what I'm saying, with something different. You dig what I'm saying, Big Snoop? We came home on a whole nother mission. We not glorifying prison no more. We not telling these young brothers and these young sisters out here how many suits we had, how many guards we had bringing in packages. We not doing none of that. When we're coming out, boots on the ground from day one, don't go there, period. This is not what you want. They lied to us. They misled us. They told us that you get the package, get the money, and cops only come on TV. They didn't tell us that you're gonna need a lawyer. The lawyer gonna cost $50,000. They didn't tell you that people was gonna steal from us. They didn't tell us that, you know what I'm saying, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the people who you looking up to is not even who they say they are. They didn't tell us that when you get upstate, you're gonna meet people who's been locked up for 10, 15, 20, 30 years and never going home, and the people that you was looking up to ain't even right at all. You understand what I'm saying? So what's unique about the men that's in this room right now, we was in a joint together. I remember arguing with this boy. We was ready to go through it because he ain't want to sign up for this program that he's sitting in right now. He ain't want to listen to me. After I went through this program the first time, me and Lil DeWine, right? I was like, damn, You know, I'm from Southwest Philly. I had a little bit of money when I was home. You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell me nothing. Everybody that was in my life was like, I was responsible for them. And then when I get the greatest for it, it's like, damn, here goes some dudes I kind of like respect. You know what I'm saying? Here goes some dudes that from this foolish ass lifestyle that we was living, these are the dudes that I was kind of like legendary looking up to. But damn, these dudes ain't coming home no more. And I'm going home. They don't know that, but I'm going home, and like they want me to be a better man. They don't want me to be a drug kingpin. They don't want me to be a shooter. So the light bulb went off. I'm like, damn, if Derek Dickie Starks is telling me, yo, little bro, I never forget that when he came to my cell on B Block and was like, you remember how Dickie Starks used to walk, bro, from downtown? Minister Shaw Udine. So when I come down and to Greaterford, and he let me out and all that stuff, and I go to B Block, Minister Shaw Udine heard I was on B Block, and he walked down. He was like, remember how he used to walk, bro? You know, slow. Because he ain't had to get out of nobody's way. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a top dude in the Nation of Islam in the city of Philadelphia. You dig what I'm saying? Come on in, bro. General Naquan.
All this going on up there,
man. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Don't make me cry on camera, man. Stop, man. Stop, man. Stop. Stop. So when I get out, you know what I mean? Minister Shaw Udine was like, you know, he was like, yo, little bro, listen, I got this program. I want you to sign up for your son, man. Go down to the auditorium at 1 o'clock. And just walked off. And I'm like, man, nigga, man, I just come from Green. You don't know who I am? Like, who you telling me that what I'm going to do? And then he walked up. Remember how he used to walk? Yeah. Like, go down he stopped there. Remember I was on the top tier at first. And he stopped past the joint. He was like, I want you to go sign. You got a son, right, little bro? All right, I want you to go sign up for your son at 1 o'clock. All right. And shut my door and shit. I'm like, damn, okay. So, I went down there at 1 o'clock because that was somebody I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? That was somebody, you know, we respected at the time because that's how we was taught. That's how we was trained. That's how we was conditioned. So he used what I later learned. Dudes like those guys in the prison, they was using their credibility.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
They was using their credibility, you know what I'm saying, to change a nation, to change the next generation. Like, all right, these young brothers, us at the time, young brothers, you know what I mean? They looking up to who we used to be. You know what I'm saying? And so he used that, you know what I mean, being from the black mob and all that stuff, and said, no, but I'm gonna steer you in the right direction because I'm not going home. You are. And if we want to give back, if we want to change anything, I gotta change you. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? A couple weeks after that, man, you know what I mean, I found Derek Dickie Starks dead in his cell. You know what I mean? I never forget that Thursday morning, the brother ain't show up for services. He was the minister in the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? And only certain dudes, we all know, can move about a certain way at Greatersford. And we went back down, you know what I mean, Hakeem, brother Hakeem, you know what I mean, first lieutenant at the time, Jersey, you know what I mean? And he was like, yo, man, they ain't letting me on the block and this, that, and the third. And I went down, you know what I mean, and the brother was dead in his cell. The brother was dead. I never healed from that. I never even healed from that, bro. That was somebody I respected, somebody I looked, regardless of, you know, the brother's shortcomings or, you know what I mean? He was a unique minister too, bro. Right. He's the only minister I know that cursed on the microphone. And that's why I be going in sometimes. Because Brother Minister Shaw Udine said, I got to be able to speak the language of the people. You got to be able to meet them where they at, like Rolex say all the time. You know what I mean? And I later understood that, like you talking to the uncivilized. You got to be able to civilize the uncivilized. And the messenger back in the day, he said, if I can't shame you, I can't change you. You know what I mean? And we went and we found Minister Shaw Udine, you know what I mean, in the cell, dead, man. And that killed me. But in those type of environments, you got to keep that lion's raw, you know what I'm saying, and act like it don't affect you when it actually did. So I signed up for the program, man, and when Minister Shaw Udine passed away, that's why I was dealing with a lot of the stuff that I was dealing with, you know what I mean, you know, inside of the joint, you know what I mean? But he passed away, and I always was committed from that day forward, like, yo, regardless of what, because nobody knew. My brother, he didn't even know. He was my walkie every day. Nobody knew that I was coming home, that I was walking out of jail. Nobody knew that shit. Like, nobody, I ain't tell them until 2 days before. Like, I leave Monday, And I pulled him and Mustafa in the cell on Friday evening. You know what I mean? When I came back from the FAC program from a meeting, I told them, I'm like, yo, listen, come here, y'all. Put the curtain up. Remember, bro? I put the curtain up. I said, listen, I'm out on Monday. They looking like, man, come on, man. What you pulling this in? I'm out on Monday. So then I had to go and get the parole paper. Like, look, I've been seen parole. I've been did all of that, bro. I'm out of here Monday. Here, what do all y'all want? Take all this. Only thing I'm taking home, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, the legal mail, whatever. And they had to wrap their mind around that because they disoriented. Like, you know what I mean? We're a unit. And you went through getting staffed and getting parole, and you didn't say nothing to nobody because that's not common.
That's not common. That's unique.
But me, I'm unique. I'm different. We're different. And I said, I'm never telling nobody nothing. I'm going to leave everybody sleep. But before I even arrived at Graterford Prison, I already got back in court. I already was successful upon appeal. When I was with him at Greene County, he knew. But he wasn't at Graterford, so I ain't have to have him sleep. He was on the block with me when the unit manager at SCI Greene County, no name, no blame, was grinding me up, didn't want to transfer me and didn't want to do nothing. I was being good and I gave the time back and they was mad. And she wanted me to sit there and play cards and be grateful that I had an ice machine in prison. And said, but there's an ice machine. I'm asking her about a transfer because I just gave all this time back. I want to go closer to home, to be closer to my children, bro, so I can build a relationship with my children, so that way I can stay home when I go home. She said, but there's an ice machine. I said, miss, an ice machine? And miss, I just gave back, I'm going home now. I want to go home. So, to make a long story short, man, we got the greatest for Minister Sharyuddin, Derek Dickey Sarks. You know what I mean? Introduced me to this program and we haven't looked back. What you see is what you got. We out here, we doing it. We not in competition. We not out here, even though, see, because the way we as a people have been conditioned, we've been conditioned to believe that when somebody is successful, they think they better than me. I don't think that, y'all think that. All we did, came out of prison. Nobody was here. None of this stuff existed. I came out, went straight to the people with pure intentions to save them. Before anything, before a job plan, a bank account, or anything, I went straight to my children and the people. Listen, y'all, this thing called prison is real. That's not what you want. Don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Rolex came home, and see, when Rolex came home, that's when like the light bulb really went off. Like, damn, here goes somebody that was in the program with you. He come home and you don't have nothing for him. Even though it wasn't solely on me, I took on that responsibility though. You dig what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, Rolex home now and you ain't got nothing for him. No job, no nothing. You got a bunch of resources, but you're not putting it on the table to where as though once a dude come home, this is what it is. But luckily for myself and us in this room, Rolex is a different type of animal. You know what I'm saying? He's like us. So when us come home, we don't need nobody to hold our hand and say, oh, it's hard and oh, it's this, that, and the third. No, when we hit the ground running, we hit the ground running. So Rolex hit the ground like, what? Nigga, I play too. I'm a point guard. I drop 40 every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. Like, you good. You ain't got to do all of this no more. Like, just block shots and grab rebounds and we gonna make this thing happen. And here we are 5 years later, you know what I'm saying? And then Brother Zaquani came home, like he said, in March, what was that, 2016?
2016, yeah.
Brother Zaquani came home.
2016.
March 2016, you know what I mean? And you know, we all was in the program together. So when I came home, I was in touch with everybody's kids, you know? And that's the level of brotherhood. That's the level of trust. You know what I'm saying? That I was in touch with my niece, Alexis, his daughter, you know, the whole time. All right, so that's 2016. So I'm home going on 2 years now, keeping in contact with everybody's kids and inviting them to the little events and finding resources, finding stuff for them to do. So I'm telling her, she don't know when her father coming home. So I'm telling her the whole time, like, you know, just be cool. He'll be here. So I told his daughter, look, I need you after school tomorrow to do, you know, my daughter here, you know, because she got school pictures coming up, yada, yada, yada. She went for it. That's the level of trust. That's the level of brotherhood. My uncle tell me to be somewhere, I'm gonna be there. You know, and she came to meet me after school at the Wawa down the street from her high school. You know what I mean? And I told her, she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, uncle. I'm like, wait, get the agent. She gotta go to the bathroom too. And she went and opened up the passenger door and her father popped out. And the bathroom and everything went out the window. You dig what I'm saying?
I can't believe
I told you I was coming home to you.
I did.
And now that I'm home to you, I ain't never leaving you.
Oh my God.
You know, it's us now.
Oh, wait till my mom. Oh my God.
Saying, and you know, that kind of like put the spotlight on us. Like, hold up. Who's New Options, More Opportunity? Who's the PA FAC program? Who these guys coming home from prison doing the right thing? Who these guys coming home from prison reaching back for the young brothers? Who these guys coming home from prison, you know what I'm saying, being better men, better fathers, better husbands, better just everything. Like, we ain't never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then after that, you know, things just started happening, you know, and people just started believing in us. But above anything else, we just want the people to know that every day we get up, we put our best foot forward. Every day. It's not even about, you know, trying to do this or do that. Me being a better me helps people around me. Me being a better me helps my community. Me being a better me, the young brothers and the young sisters that's in our programs and stuff that's looking up, they see what's possible by seeing us. By seeing a group of guys come home from prison who was counted out, not only by the community, some of us was counted out by some of our families. A lot of us was counted out by a lot of our religious communities, whether it be the masjid, the church, the temple, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, even coming home from prison, showing back up in church, showing back up in the masjid and the temple, people frown upon us. There's a lot of shit we dealing with. You know, even when we're trying to do the right thing and insert ourselves into situations where we're trying to help, we're legitimately trying to help. We are pushed away. We're systematically pushed away. You dig what I'm saying? But us, we warriors, we done been through it all. We done dealt with some of the, and not everybody, I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but we done dealt with some of the worst white folks in the world. Being in them green counties. Being in them Smithvilles. Huntingtons. Rolex was upstate New York. Way up there near Canada and all that. And he from Philly. By himself. Like, damn, I gotta go amongst people by myself. I don't even know. Imagine somebody walking in your house right now, y'all. Walk in your house right now, y'all. And sit down on the couch and open up a soda. And just be like, yo, what's up? What time you leaving? You don't even know him. So a lot of us, we had to live with people and function around people we don't even know. And we know what that's like, coming back from chow or coming back from the yard and they didn't let people out the hole or they didn't transfer the new bus in and you don't know if this dude got it. You know what I mean? You don't know. You just like, damn, I don't even know him.
And the worst thing is, see, y'all left before they opened up Phoenix. But when they opened up Phoenix, they was bringing dudes in your cell at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. You dead asleep. You dead asleep. They opening your door, the door slide open, and they telling the people, yeah, you going ahead. Ain't no more, like they wasn't distinguishing who was crazy. They wasn't netting out the crazy people from the bus and none of that. They was putting guys in the cell with dudes, man, and you got the roll of the dice. Whoever they put in the cell with you, that's what it is. So now, you dead sleeping up, working all day, worked out all day, studied all day, prepared for the next day. You only get 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep. You sleep. Your door open up and they put a stranger in there with you. How you think that make you feel?
And that's the stuff we all healing from.
Yeah, and that's, but see, Corner, like you said, being in New York, being in New York, they didn't ask you, like when you ain't worried about, like in Philly, you just come in, you know, in Philly, you go to jail, they want to know what part of Philly you from. When I went to jail in New York, they just wanted to know, like, what sex you was repping. I had to tell boys flat out, as soon as I'm repping Philly. You know, there was the gangs, Bloods, Crips. That jail was overpopulated in New York with a bunch of gangs and stuff. So I had to let them know flat out, man, I represent Philly. I don't represent Bloods, Crips. I wear whatever color I want, and that's just what I'm going to do. And being in prison, you know, you sometimes you got to subject yourself. You got to live with you in the jungle. You got to live like the lions. So it took going in a couple dudes' mouth just to let it be known that, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, I ain't with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm with this religion. That's what I'm doing. I'm Muslim. That's it. Flat, point blank, period. I don't gangbang. I don't do none of that. And this, doing that transformation, and a lot of dudes knowing me inside the prisons of doing what I do, you know what I mean, what I did. I say what I did because I don't no longer do. But, you know, as a hustler's perspective and being in the jail, getting to a dollar while you're in jail and, you know what I mean, getting into that mess, you know what I mean, catching a lot of wreck, they see you to be that same person. When I came over from New York, but I came over with a whole different mindset, because cognitive thinking was the key to change. You know what I mean? The law clearly says law's not going to change the condition of people till they change the condition of themselves. And I had it in my mind at that point that, you know, sometimes I'm going to have to cut off some people that I used to deal with. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to do things that I normally don't do, and I'm going to have to stay away from things that I normally would do. You know, so time got a little boring at times because, you know, I just wasn't with what I was used to. So, you know what I mean? And then, like you said, when you proposed the question in the beginning, like, how do you tell the youth, like, about prison? Like, you know what I mean? And what it is. You know what I mean? And I think the youth is being told on their own by what's prison is, because these same dudes that they look up to when they go into prison, before we even got to make it up, before you got to make it up the greatest for to realize your old head's a rat on the block, he's want to be king block worker just to get out the cell. You know what I mean? He now telling us some type of faggot. You know what I mean? Or he just might just not be the person you think he is, because he done finally woke up and decided, I don't want to be in prison for the rest of my life. So I'm playing the law library and I'm playing the chapel, whatever religion he's worshiping, and that's what he's doing. But you remember this gunslinger, but he no longer there. So now dudes are saying, like, you know, they're going down to the prison. They tell them they're going down to State Road, and they tell them, listen, the deal is life. This is what it is. And they saying some of the biggest so-called gangsters tell them automatically. You know what I mean? So me, I don't got no problem, because I'm always was who I am, and whatever I say once, I can say twice. So I had no problem telling nobody, like, I ain't with it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not with the senseless murders. And not being with the senseless murders, I had to cut off a lot of people on the streets. I mean, and in prison. Like, you know what I mean? They say, well, everybody deserves a second chance. You know, some dudes don't. And I'm going on record saying they don't, because I know them. I live around them. I'm amongst them. And I know they can't wait to come home to possibly kill one of my family members or somebody else. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be a follower or just try to be in, or just be like the people's person and say that, you know, some people is for the people. You know what I mean? Some people are people person. I'm not for the people. I'm not the person that's just going to co-sign everything because that's what's supposed to be politically correct, because this is the anti-social way of thinking. You know what I mean? When I'm in a regular society now, trying to live a regular life, running this New Options, More Opportunity, you know what I mean? It's an early initiative intervention prevention program, and it's creating new options and more opportunities every day through cultivating ways of lifestyle training, job, workforce development, things of that nature. And we're also, our main thing is cognitive thinking, because guess what? It might not have started with that child. It might have started with their parents. So that's why we don't just bring the kids, and we bring the parents in too. You know, so and by us putting in front of them, and they gotta wonder why. If you had all this money, Dewan, you had all this money, Anif, you had this money, Zaquani, you had all this money, T, you had all this money, why are you not doing what you was doing before? You can easily get that money, but do you want that come with it? You know what I mean? And guess what? You dudes ain't gonna allow it. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. Because soon as I get to do what I'm doing, you're gonna tell on me. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna feel like I'm stepping in feet. Or you might try to do something to me and then don't get away with it, then force my hand to do something to you. And I'm not willing to force my hand to prioritize. And I'm not removing myself from my children's life for some nut-ass dude, excuse my language, that feels like he wanna, you know what I mean, make a point. You know what I mean? I'm stepping on his toes. You got it. That's your streets. You can have it. You know what I mean? You claim it. All right, file taxes for it. You know what I mean? See how much you get back. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing coming back from that but 10 to 20s, 20 to 40s in life bids. You know what I mean? So I don't claim those streets. You know what I mean? I'm born and raised South Philadelphia down 7th Street. You know what I mean? I love my people, but I love them enough to, you know what I mean, to stay away, because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And my priority is my family.
And I think when you look at the question that you asked about the glamorization of prison in the community, and when we get on film, we could talk about all the time we done. You know, if we look around his room, it's over 200 years of prison sitting in his room. It's not a glamorization. That glamorization can work for you and it can work against you. It can work for our community and it can work against our community. What I mean by our young people do glamorize prison. They glamorize people like us right here in this room. So it'd be up to us to come home and say if we're gonna be a positive enforce to that glamorization or we're gonna be a negative enforce to that glamorization. And as you can see right here today, is a lot of us being a positive enforce to that glamorization of prison. If, for example, if none of us had went to prison, we can't reach the people that we reach. That we might not be able to do that because of the fact that we lived a lifestyle that we all know was hideous, stupid, whatever negative connotation you want to put on it. But that allows us to be able to go, that allows Rolex to go to 7th Street and talk to people that other people can't talk to. That allows me to go to Wilson when all the politicians crying, oh, Neef, what we gonna do about Wilson and the shooting? That allows me to go in and say, yo, come here, man, get in the car, let's walk, let's ride. Because of the fact that we've been in prison. So the glamorization can work for you and it can work against you. You know what I mean? Right. It definitely lends and don't get me wrong, that's a sad state of affairs. That shows you the sad state of affairs of our young people and of our community. That we have to be looked up to in our bad state, that we have to come home and correct what's going on. We have to come home. When we look at all our officials, we can look at all our elected officials in the city right now can get together, go out on Woodland Avenue and try to talk to people. I bet you they won't be as successful with this group right here. Nope. Because of the fact that we had a certain lifestyle that was glamorized at one point, that's still glamorized today. So now it's up to us, and this is what we do every day. We can sit young people down on a one-on-one basis and say, yo, man, that's something you don't want. I'm telling you, you know me, your dad know me, your mom know me. Go check my record or go to any of your aunts and uncles and they'll tell you what I'm gonna sit you down and tell you is the real deal. So when we say glamorization of prison, it's imperative that when we get on film or we go to some type of a function or event, that we do say that we spent 23 years in prison. That he can say he spent 20 years, that he can say that. Because that allows people to recognize that, hey, I could go talk to him. I could go talk to DeJuan. DeJuan, I'm out here in these streets, running around. Sooner or later, I'm gonna kill somebody or I'm gonna get killed or I'm going to penitentiary. That allows DeJuan, myself, Doe, the brother here, any of us right here to come in and say, yo, man, let me talk to you. Any of us. It ain't too many people that can do that that's walking in society. But the dudes that came home from prison. This is why now people are catching on to the point that if you really want to run some successful programs in these streets for these young people, you gotta get these dudes coming out of these prisons. If not, if you look around at all of the non-profits and stuff, when they talk about gun violence, the reason why gun violence hasn't been slowing down, because they give them to all the people that don't know nothing about gun violence. Yeah. How you gonna get a person that don't know nothing about drug addiction to run a drug addiction? You can't do it. So how you gonna get people that don't know nothing about gun violence, but maybe what they read in the book, to stop gun violence? You can't. Now they starting to realize we need people like Rolex. We need people like DeJuan. We need Raheem. We need Jaquan. We need Big Snoop. We need them. We need them. It's imperative. If not, we can't do nothing. We can't stop it. We can't go on the corners and talk to them. They can't go in Wilson Project. They can't go to 24th Street. They can't go to anywhere none of these brothers live and say, we're going to talk to the brothers. And Snoop can walk up and talk to 20 of them. Just like that. That's something that's needed. It's not a glamorization, but at that point, if you want to say glamorization, is a positive glamorization of prison.
What you just said is something that a lot of brothers who've been through our shoes that are not in this room need to know that they possess.
Yeah,
They need to know that. You know it, I know it, everybody in this room knows it. As you said, the politicians know it. The people with the bag that's trying to change the streets, they know it. But do the dudes, do they know it? I'm gonna just put it to you like this. The power that we possess, for good or for bad, we both, well, I know for sure, everybody in here, of course there'll be no names mentioned, but we all know this one particular brother. Me and Dewan know this one particular brother like from here. The power to do good or do bad. So I'm gonna make both examples. This particular brother had the ultimate power to do anything he wanted. He chose to do things the way he wanted to do, and it might be opposite of what I would choose, but when he chose to go his route, it was like he moved the sun and the moon. And people who say, well, dudes come home and they come out in the streets and they try to this, that, and the third, and then that don't work. It worked very well. With his power, he came right out and did what everybody said you can't do. Just take over. He did it. Then there's other brothers who chose to come out here and do like these brothers did. And the difference was just a slight thin line. Because the brothers that I'm talking about that went this way, and these brothers, we all like this. So everybody that been through what we've been through, the thing about it is you're not gonna go through that, not be tested, not be thrown in that pressure pot, and not come out either broken or made man. You a made man and you don't even know it. What, you went up there and did 10 years, 15, 20 years, you didn't tell on nobody, you a made man. You got something that you could give back to the community. I didn't come out here trying to be nobody, but where I moved to, they don't know me. I don't care who knows me and not know me. I just walk my walk and do me. There was a situation where, as any hood, some jumps off. Unfortunately, dudes who are not soldiers and not warriors who just call themselves gunslingers, just slinging a gun, you hit the wrong people. So some gunslingers slung a gun and hit the wrong people. That caused a reaction in this hood that I'm in. Some other people felt some type of way, obviously. So we got ourselves a little baby riding around with an AK-47 in the trunk of the car. Not trunk, passenger seat. Looking, praying for somebody in particular. 3 days, couldn't find what he's looking for. Cops don't know nothing, as they probably shouldn't. But when I found out about it, I don't even know him. But I never had a problem with speaking to anybody when it's in my heart to speak to them. Because I'm gonna tell you how I see the world around me, the way that I think that we all see it, whether we say it or not. In any nation of people, in any race, before you get a nation, you got tribes. And from those tribes come chiefs. I'm a chief. I'm a chief. When I see black men, 30 of them on the corner, I don't have to do what they do. I walk by and I look at everybody in the eye. And the only thing that they say is, I hope Owe keep it moving. Because whatever he's working with, he ain't scared, but it got us a little bit. So we ain't gonna bother him, just let him go. But only thing I'm saying to them without talking is I'm a chief. And everybody in this room is a chief because we earned that. What we've been through, everybody in this room had our little squads and our little cliques. We've been put up against the wall against the number one enemy. I ain't even gonna call him the enemy. I'm gonna call him the number one bully in the world. I ain't gonna say the white man, I ain't gonna say all white people. I'm gonna say the racist white man. The racist white man is the most powerful bully on the planet Earth. Because he got all the resources, because the white people have acquired the resources. So the evil white people have all the resources at their disposal. So an evil, wicked white man is the number one bully on the planet Earth. Not all white people, but the ones who chose to be evil and wicked. They have the resources. They got the power to do the most damage. So when you've been up in the mountains, where you don't have your guns, where you don't got your gangs, where you ain't got no wet to give you heart, and you stand up in front of him, and you butt naked, and you in the area where they processing you to go to the hole, and they think they got you surrounded. They all got long billy sticks this long, and you butt naked, and they trying to tell you, and you standing up talking about, no, I'm not doing that. There's a treble in their hearts. Because they know that they couldn't be you. They know they couldn't stand around 8 black men with sticks and tell them what they ain't gonna do. But you did it. Many of you did it. So how do you come out here and have fear out here now? Who you scared of? When you walking down the street and you see you don't like something going on, what you scared of? Why you ain't talking up? Who you scared of? Your kids? When the father becomes scared of the son? He don't gotta be your biological kid, that's your kids. You're 40, you're 35 and under, they all your kids. Who you scared? You scared of your kids? Really? I'm not. 2 years out, don't carry no guns, don't need to. Pull it out on me, it'd be a problem because I'ma try you. I'ma try you.
Same way you did in jail though.
Same way I did them in the jails. Surround me, it doesn't even matter. 8 dudes, I ain't gonna say what part of the city. When I first get into jail, 8 dudes. Back in the day, you had to be tried when you went to jail. It wasn't you just come in and get no sweet, your homies. You had to be tried. 8 dudes ran down on me. You just gotta, getting it in. But you better not fall. You don't get off your feet. Them dudes had to leave the cell with me standing. And the next day, because common sense told them if 8 of us couldn't do nothing with them, what one of us is gonna do with them? I got free commissary. Because if you just came in here with 7 of your boys and y'all couldn't get me off my feet, now when I walk in your cell and I go in your cabinet, what you gonna do? You tried the wrong one. You just exposed your hand to me. But if you've been through all that and you was him, how do you come out? What are you scared of? I don't even get it. They don't run nothing. The Indians don't run nothing. The chiefs run everything. You don't gotta be a criminal to be a chief. The chiefs run everything. And I don't wanna get too deep, but I'm just gonna say to the brothers real simple, man. We've been through it, man. We've been through it. Stuff that people out here, man, they ain't even get an inch of in their life. Dudes that I know, I'm looking at these dudes, it's like, wow, you G'd up real crazy in your hood, on your block, in familiar surroundings. You don't want to go nowhere else because you go somewhere else, you're going to bump into the bully of that block. So you stay on your block. That ain't tough. You ain't been tried yet. You definitely ain't been tried yet because you run from the bully. When the cops come, you run. This parts of the world where the cops come, they don't run. And I'm not saying that you should be running from them or you should be challenging them or none of that. But when you choose to do what you're doing, you choose to be in opposition of something. When that something comes and you in opposition, you don't run from what you chose to be in opposition of. If you do, you're an Indian. You're not a chief. And as a chief, I'll never, ever submit, bow down, or cooperate with no Indian. It just ain't happening. And I want the other chiefs out there to remember that about yourself. Remember who you are. Remember what you've been through. Don't let nobody diminish your time. Your time gave you the qualifications that people couldn't pay for. Value that. God didn't put you through that for nothing. Value that.
No compromise.
That's what I'm gonna say.
And you know why we able to speak in the manner that we able to speak? I'm gonna give y'all something that Kevin Evans gave to me. We sat in the cell. We was talking about politics. He was talking about the 360,000. So I'm sitting there listening. He was like, "Yo, I want you to remember these 3 words: time, focus, and execution." We did the time. As Hanif said, it's over 200 years of time in this house right now. You know what I mean? So then, the time that we did, we begin to focus. What we begin to focus on? We begin to focus on us. And the only way we was able to do that because we surrounded ourselves by what? Like-minded thinking. The only way you can survive in the jungle, you have to do what? You have to gravitate towards something bigger than you. So now when I begin to meet individuals such as Dewan, Naquan, Ricky Rolex, Raheem Rahead, Hanif, Snoop, I met Snoop when I come home. These is like-minded people, so that's my focus. That maintains my focus. Because guess what? You know how easy it is to push the easy button? The easy button, it was a commercial for that. You know what I mean? And they would go push the red easy button. But the easy button for black men here in America is self-destruction. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of us doing self-destruction, we had to push the hard button. The hard button is to remain and stay focused on the task that we're trying to walk through every day, because it's a struggle. Whether it's with the women we came home with, you know what I mean? Whether it was the brother that we came home with, whether it was what society as a whole, whether it was the racism or prejudice that we face daily. You understand what I'm saying? In the situation I'm in, they tell me, yo, go hire a lawyer. You need to go hire a lawyer. But guess what? I learned perseverance. I didn't hire no lawyer. I'm whooping these people ass like every day. Why? Because I'm focused on the task, because I know the label that you put on me wasn't right. These people right now just overruled the state police and was like, no, y'all wrong. Y'all gotta answer this man. I ain't hiring no lawyer. Why? Because I spent the required time in prison to do what? I picked up that book. I read it. Day in and day out. This is what you hear out here in society. Oh, I ain't got time to read. Why not? They say if you want to keep anything from a nigga, just put it in the book, because they don't gotta pick it up. So I had to focus on myself. I had to focus on my time. And then what? What I do? When I came home, I did what? I executed. I executed for why? Because I had the time and the focus when I was sat down. See, prison can be a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? We know what them dudes did. What they do? Play cards all day. Watch TV all day. Right? But when did they take the time to pick up the book? When did they take the time to read? I remember when the brother said to me, listen, bro, I know I did all this time, but I'm going out there to do what I know. You know why you told me that, brother? Because you didn't take the time to focus on yourself. You didn't take the time to take a person like Ricky Rolex and use his brain. You didn't take the time like DeWine Williams and use his brain. You ain't take the time like Naquan to talk to Naquan and say, yo, brother, you know, I know you want something different than what I am, but what you got to offer me? But I had to take that, because at the end of the day, right, I only want to get beat once. And then I learned my lesson. So that prison time was a beating to me. Oh, I can't do this no more. It's over for me. So we got to take them 3 words: time, focus, and execution. And once we take the time, we focus on ourselves, and we begin to execute our plan, can't nobody stop us.
Period. All right, that was some good stuff right there. So now, I know we could be here all day, because like you say, we got 200 years of prison time. So y'all got stories and experiences. We could be here all day, but I know y'all got to get out of here pretty soon. Y'all got events y'all got to hit. So I just want to go around the room, give everybody opportunity who want the opportunity, just plug their social media or their website, whatever they got going on for the people, and whatever last words they got to say. So I'll start, I guess, over here in the corner, my man. Plug your social media and any last words for the people.
This brother Naquan, I don't have any social media.
Okay.
Brother Ricky Rolex Duncan, man. My social media is at NOMO, at Mr. _NOMO. Also, our company is at NOMO _PA Fat. Just, I really don't got no big plug, man. My plug is, man, if you're looking to get your baby saved, bring them down here to NOMO PA Fat. We're here to save the baby, to cultivate the youth, man. So we try to take things to the next level. If your brother out there needing assistance, come holler at us as well. Just come home. Our main program is no entry over re-entry. You know what I mean? But all of us that you see is re-entry, and at the end of the day, they all count.
Gotcha.
Yeah, once again, Raheem Shackelford, that's my handle. And our motto is, man, what we committed to, education over incarceration.
JP at Mr. Price 2.0. And I just want to say one thing on what the brother said earlier about, you know, watch your thoughts before they become actions. And there was this one quote that I'm going to leave you with. It says, watch your words before it become thoughts. Watch your thoughts before it becomes actions. Watch your actions before that becomes your destiny. We people are habit. I'm saying we are what we do, what we continually do. And we're just trying to change that mindset.
Yes, my name is Zaquani Ali. That's where you can reach me at, or you can reach me at Tamojua_267 LLC. I do commercial and residential painting, and hit me up anytime.
I'm Big Snoop. Catch Hood Solidified _ANT, and you can also catch me on NOMO _PA Fact.
Yes, F.A.M.E, and I just want to leave the piggyback on what the brother said. What made me change, I was at Huntington, and they had a criminologist come there. And the criminologist said, while they was in school, they couldn't really get the real crux of prison. And he said, I don't think, he was talking to us, he said, I don't think y'all realize how much of a commodity y'all are and how much y'all can make the difference. He was telling us that they needed us to do their work. They couldn't do their work because they didn't have hands-on. We had hands-on. So that point there always stuck in my head, and I always tell people that, even when I get jail calls now, that always remember that you are the commodity. When you get here and you get out here, people come out and say, get kind of lost and get kind of shaky, rightfully so. When you get out here, man, nothing comes easy. It's all about hard work. But always remember when you come home that you are a commodity, because you sat there and been able to think things through, been able to look at yourself, but you have to also take advantage of what's there to be able to be the commodity.
I'm Brother C, everybody know me, you know, I've been around. Y'all could touch me at Fresh Cuts on Midvale. I'm still the barber. I'm still a product of Richard R. Buck from up Huntington. That's about it, y'all.
Brother DeWine, Mr. Pac-Man 1982 on Instagram, DeWine Packy Williams on Facebook. We just want to help, man. We're going to keep doing the work. We're going to keep doing what's needed to continue for the growth, development, and cultivation of our youth in Philadelphia.
Early. Alright, man, on that note, man, we signing out. Philly Fame TV. Appreciate the conversation building with you good brothers. Now, I mean, look forward to doing something else in the future just to update the people on y'all progress and what y'all got going on. I know y'all gonna keep building, keep helping the brothers coming home fresh from jail. So we gonna keep the people updated on what y'all got going on. So until next time, man, we signing out.